Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. I'm probably really mispronouncing that.
Mega sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing. Mega sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing.
Tom, today's MSTHK topic is to talk about things that challenge your geeky status. Now this is my topic, and I'll admit, I wrote it up and then I kind of went, what if someone doesn't really have anything to say? And I thought about mine for a little while, and there's not really a lot, but the one that really struck kind of gold with me was the idea of talking about my interest in yoga and meditation. Just because I think they're things that you don't normally associate with a geek, necessarily. My interest in kind of yoga started really a fair bit ago when I first started doing martial arts when I was a kid. I enjoyed the kind of the ceremony of it, but I didn't really enjoy the actual studio I went to. They were very kind of, they wanted you to go like many times a week, and it was almost like kind of culty. Was it? Well, not really. Like they wanted you to really be a part of the community, but to the point where it got a little much for me at that age, and I just didn't really enjoy it. Then I did Tai Chi in university, which I did enjoy as well, but it was the same idea of kind of body movement and really kind of knowing yourself and taking your time and positioning your body that really interested me. And so eventually I started doing yoga DVDs. And after a few DVDs and the Wii Fit and all that jazz, I said, you know what, I'm getting pretty good. Maybe it's time I take a class. So there was a hot yoga studio near me that I went to, and I jumped in on it and said, hey, this is insane. There's a real powerful kind of atmosphere to yoga. I like the classes where they really take time to talk about the spiritual aspects, the kind of meditative aspects, the history and the philosophy around it. It's even gotten to the point that I thought for a long time about being a yoga teacher. Anyone who's kind of familiar with me or my kind of BHAGs from Vita might know that it was one of my... Was it one of my BHAGs? I think it was. It should have been anyway. To be a yoga teacher, or at least to go through the yoga teacher training. Probably not to do it full-time, but to be able to kind of do it part-time. And there's a real yoga community that is really powerful and just is really kind of neat. And I think for someone like me who doesn't really practice a religion, it's really kind of a neat idea to kind of be a part of something that everyone kind of practices together that has some kind of spiritual aspects, depending on kind of what you practice, and really is all about you. It's about taking time for yourself and really kind of practicing on yourself, improving yourself, but also really just making yourself the best version of you. And I really found that whole idea really fascinating and really quite powerful and interesting. And I think that's probably the non-geekiest thing I do on a regular basis. Other than that, I'm not going to lie, I pretty strictly conform to most geek stereotypes. I play World of Warcraft. I don't like sports for the most part. I do enjoy competitive StarCraft, I'll say that much. That's probably about the only thing that gets me kind of going, oh my god, yeah! Oh my god, yeah! I will watch that in a bar with people and sit there and cheer on my favorites. In fact, I think I'm going to do that next 2 weekends from now. 2 weekends? I got to see who's playing. Anyway, that's probably about the biggest non-geeky thing other than that. But even, I mean, I'm talking about watching competitive StarCraft here, people. That's pretty damn geeky. And so the yoga, I think, is something that has really kept me in touch with the kind of the world outside. You know, it keeps me centered. Even though I don't do it as often as I'd like, the very idea of it, the very kind of thinking of myself as a yogi, as someone who practices yoga, which isn't that, I think I'm using the term correctly. I hope. Thinking of myself as someone who practices yoga keeps me centered in life. And it's something I really enjoy. Anyway, thanks guys, and have a good one. Cheers. Okay, I didn't like my outro, so I tried to do something different, and I tried to do some yoga poses, but none of it worked. Like, I'm not really warmed up, and it's like 10:15 now. 10:20. And I need to go to bed soon, so I don't have time to warm up. So, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try it one more time. Because last time I actually didn't even film because I had the camera turned the wrong way. So, alright, dancer's pose. We can do this. Alright, so, standard pose in yoga. opposite arm to what you're doing goes up first for balance. You balance on the one leg, so I'm doing left leg this time. Well, I'm doing the right leg, but that goes up. This comes back. Now I'm not. Can I do this? Am I warmed up enough? Okay, I might be able to do it for like 10 seconds. So, back like this. You lean forward slowly and not hit the transporter, and focus and focus. Thumb shouldn't be on there, but that's okay. Alright. Okay, that was a little faster than you should have gotten out of it, but I hope to God it caught some of that, because maybe it didn't, and all you saw was like the top of my head, because I don't really know how this angle works. But anyway, how do I end my videos?